We are going to be able to see a partial eclipse of the sun, but you have to watch it safely, so it's best to have some eclipse glasses.
Flagler County may not be in the path of totality, but that doesn't diminish the excitement of experiencing a solar eclipse. Local eclipse enthusiast Bob Pickering will guide us through what to expect in the skies of Flagler County this afternoon.
The eclipse is going to start right around 1:48 in the afternoon. That's when we're going to start to notice a chip being taken out of the sun as the moon starts to move across it. And then about 3 o'clock, 3:05 is when it will be at maximum. About 65% of the sun is going to be covered. Now, as far as daylight is concerned, it's going to look a little weird out, but you're not really going to notice it that much because the sun is very, very bright. And even with that much covered, it's not going to make that big of a difference. And then the eclipse is over at 4:19 p.m. But still, even though we're only seeing a partial eclipse here in Flagler County, this is still a very unique event for us.
Pickering says in 2045 there will be a total eclipse of the sun, and Flagler County will be in the path of totality.
On August 12th, 2045, we are going to have a total eclipse in Florida. That's going to go through the Panhandle and go through Central Florida, and points south and west of Bunnell will be in the area of totality. The max totality will be from about Cedar Key to Stewart. So, folks, 20 years on August 12th. Just keep that date in mind.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, April 8th.
The City of Palm Coast is excited to announce the launch of the Palm Coast Community Survey, which is live now for residents to participate. With over 20 years of survey data, Palm Coast continues its tradition of engaging with residents to drive meaningful change and progress. Brittany Kershaw, Director of Communications and Marketing for the City of Palm Coast.
And then this year, while we're doing the comprehensive plan update, Imagine 2050, this will coincide with that in getting community feedback on how they feel about where they live. It asks a variety of questions surrounding city services, recreational programs, economic vitality, and all sorts of things.
According to Kershaw, residents are encouraged to take approximately 15 minutes, the time it takes to enjoy a cup of coffee, to provide feedback on various aspects of city life.
We're asking as many people as possible to go ahead and hop online. And if you go to palmcoast.gov, there's a tile on the very bottom for the community survey. If you'll go ahead and take that, it's going to be open until April 12th. We would look to have as much feedback from the community as possible.
For those without internet access, paper copies of the survey are available at Palm Coast City Hall on Lake Avenue. I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Right now, the most unsafe place for our kids is on these social media platforms.
State lawmakers are applauding a revised bill that prohibits children under 14 from having social media accounts.
HB 3, dubbed the Online Protections for Minors bill, aimed at keeping kids off of social media, House Speaker Paul Renner.
It's the principal place where sexual predators target young children and teenagers. It's one of the principal places now where juveniles plan to commit violence against other minors. It's also where they suffer the greatest mental health harms.
Renner says their research supports that assertion.
In terms of unprecedented amounts of hopelessness and loneliness, 57% of high school women last year had persistent hopelessness or loneliness over the last year. 41% had mental health issues in the last 30 days, and almost a third, 30%, contemplated suicide in the last year.
Renner says the bill also protects minors from pornography and sexual content.
We do have, and a very important part of the bill that does go to age 18 is to keep things that are legally defined in the bill as obscenity, and that's a legal term that the courts have said is not a First Amendment issue.
The new law will go into effect on July 1st. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
Who is Mark Dwyer?
He was recently a guest on Business Minds Coffee Chat with host Jay Shear, and said that if he wrote a book, it would be titled
"The Man Who Tried to Do Things God's Way."
Lawyer Mark Dwyer said that he stresses the word tried because he was not always successful, but certainly continues to try. Dwyer calls himself dedicated.
My first purpose here in life is as a son, right? And that's as a son of God. Then my next purpose in life is both as son as well as father, which is to my family, both directions, upwards, my parents, and downwards with my wife and children.
Mark Dwyer said that if he did nothing else right, being dedicated to his parents and his wife and children is the driving force behind everything he does. You can listen to Business Minds Coffee Chat with host Jay Shear here on WNZF, Saturday mornings at 8:30 and on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, Mark Dwyer continues the wordplay. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
Flagler County took center stage this weekend at the Senior National Wrestling Championships in Virginia Beach. Last month, Jordan and Mariah Mills of Matanzas became the first brother and sister to win state championships. Afterward, Jordan had this to say about Mariah's future.
Future national champ, future All-American.
Mariah had big aspirations going into this weekend.
I'm also hoping to place high at nationals this year.
Mariah not only placed high, she placed first. Her brother Jordan garnered All-American honors, as did teammate Tiana Fries. Earlier this year, Fries credited her training regimen for her success.
I normally train in the mornings, go to practice, and then after practice I do extra on my own. If I'm doing more, then I'm not doing what everyone else is doing.
FPC boasts a national champion of their own, 2024 state titleist Christina Borgman. The work is only beginning.
I want to finish off my senior season with a bang, so I'm going to go to a few more national tournaments. That's just really next on the agenda.
Baseball? Friday night, a Carson Fliss single in the ninth scored Joshua LeBron and gave the Bulldogs a walk-off 9-8 win over Bishop Snyder. They'll try to make it 3 in a row tonight when they face Seabreeze at home. Rich Carroll and I will bring you the game live on the WNZF Facebook page and the Flagler Radio YouTube channel at 7. Matanzas was an 11-6 winner over Mainland Thursday. They're at Palaca tomorrow. Softball, Matanzas defeated Beachside 7-1 Thursday. They face their biggest test of the season when Spruce Creek comes to town. The Hawks took down FPC 5-0 Friday. The Bulldogs travel to University tomorrow. Lacrosse, Thursday night, the Bulldogs got a 17-8 win at Father Lopez. They have a crosstown showdown at Matanzas Friday. Boys weightlifting, 3 Pirates qualified for the state meet. Jaden Sow, Mason Leonard, and defending state champion Cole Hash. FPC competed in the 5-star conference track and field meet. In the shot put, Colby Kronk set a conference record in his win. Maya Tyson won for the 3rd straight year on the girls' side. Olivia Gaines won the long jump. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.